The newest summer banner has been previewed, and since we know that it's not just how good you look in a swimsuit, but it's the skills you have that make you a champion, we're going to go ahead and analyze all 4 heroes that are on this banner. Let's start off with Cordelia. She's wearing an outfit that we've seen before in other Fire Emblem areas, so I mean, it's not too much of a surprise that we got her on a banner eventually. Taking a look at all of her skills, she has, I knew I'd get tongue-tied trying to say she and Shell at the same time. It's just inevitable, guys. Shell Lance Plus. This is an inheritable weapon, and basically all of these weapons have the same shtick, which is whenever you initiate, you get +2 attack and speed, so it's either, depending on how you look at it, the opposite of what we had at wintertime, or it is an upgrade to the previous summer's weapons, or maybe a side grade. You know, I won't force that judgment on you. That's not the most exciting part in this banner by a long shot. She has Harsh Command as her assist skill, Sturdy Blow as her A slot, and then she's bringing with her Doll Close. Now, this is pretty interesting. I think this is actually more exciting than what it seems like. So, we got Doll ranged, and you know what? As far as I'm concerned, there's a couple of fantastic B slots that you have to have on fast units that are going to help you get through, and really Guard is amongst them. The problem I have with Guard is that it only costs 200 SP, which means I have to work around that whenever I'm building arena teams. If you don't care, then hey, go ahead and go with that. But also Guard helps it whenever you are fighting people that end up having a really quick charge on their different weapons, and you just want to stop that. If you're fighting someone with Bonfire, that tends to trigger that all the time. If you're fighting a Brave weapon user, usually Guard is a good way to go. Now on everybody else, it's always their buffs that are screwing you up. And so Doll Close is wonderful, because then all those armor buffs and all that other good stuff, it's gone. You don't have to worry about it. So I think this is going to be a fantastic skill to have to fodder off to people, and whenever we get the stats for Cordy here, maybe we'll actually want to just keep it on her. I don't know, but I can tell you that this skill is actually worth a lot more than what pretty much anybody else is going to be telling you, so keep that. Next up, we got ourselves Noire. This is the first instance of Noire. I am not familiar with her at all, at least until now. Then, you know, I went on a wiki binge and just read everything I could. So she has herself a bow, Kokobo, and this is inheritable, has the same shtick, effective against flyers. That's great. She has Ardent Sacrifice as her assist skill, a pretty cool choice, I suppose. Attack and speed 2, yeah, that's nice. I've never been a fan of the static modifiers, especially expensive ones like this. It just seems like a waste, but at least it's nice to know that she has all that stacked up. This is amazing, okay? Her C slot is Infantry Rush. I mean, wow. This is the reason to pull on this banner, okay? This is a reason to go through colorless hell. It is incredibly powerful, giving everybody basically heavy blade. Not yourself, but everybody else, giving them heavy blade within 2 of you. Guys, that's... wow, the amount of broken things you could do with team comps with this is just crazy. Now you could do things. I mean, think of it this way. So many heroes need to have some type of extra accelerant in order to get them going, and Heavy Blade Seal is great. Some heroes could use it in the A slot, but that takes away from enhancements, that takes away from distant counter. That is just a huge ask, and you only have 1 seal. Well, now everybody has the frickin' seal if you give this to somebody and you have an all-infantry team. That is the caveat there. I mean, so you're not doing this with Ares or somebody like that. I mean, it would be nice, but you know, that's not where we're going with this. However, at the end of the day, I don't think that you are going to be disappointed that all of your normal walking mages, all of your normal walking tanks like Lucas suddenly have incredible access to some really powerful things. All you got to do is just buff everybody, and you know what? Buffing attack is easy anymore. That's not a challenge. So it's I don't want to oversell it. This thing is amazing. It's amazing. For this pairing, first we'll start off with Innes, and he has the beach banner, which is an axe. Sure, why not? Hey, at least none of these people are armored, right? So we have that, and then he also has nice assist skill, attack and defense rally. That is a really good one for nice bulky units. Attack and speed, attack and defense are probably the best. And so I'm just glad that this is here. So at least it's shaping up to be good fodder. His B slot is actually really impressive to me. It's feint, it's defense feint, excuse me. And it's funny because I downplayed how good speed feint could be whenever Bridal Tharja came out. And I'm still not totally on board with this, okay? But the feint skills are interesting. Feint is where if you get rallied, or if you rally, then basically everybody in the crisscross around you is going to get a debuff of -7 to, in this case, defense. It's a little finicky, a little gimmicky, but there's places for it, okay? It's not like people have a hard enough time with ploys, and they're pretty nice, but you have to have a lot of prediction there. This has a little extra setup, but it's a lot more setup that's more directly in your control. So I think that this is, I wouldn't pull for him just for this, but it's pretty nice. And then he has the C slot, goat flyers, that's good. Yes, he is a flyer. Didn't mention that, did I? So we'll go ahead and see whether or not he pans out like what everybody hopes so. Lastly, though, we have Tana, and this is really great. She has some really fantastic looking artwork, I think. And I'm just glad that somebody's not wearing a bikini. I mean, it's a one piece. That's amazing. So, Fruit of Idun is her weapon. I know that's not how you pronounce that. I'm sorry. I think it's a TH, maybe? I don't know. Regardless, this weapon gives her +3 speed. It's legendary. And whenever you have it, everybody can basically warp to you within 2. So, you know, that's pretty powerful. You can do a lot of good stuff with that. And there's a reason why her kit, which is basically a full kit, is built out this way. She has a rally skill, speed and resistance. Really nice combo, actually, giving speed and resistance. I like that combo too. Not more than attack and defense, but speed and resistance, I like it. So then her A slot is interesting. It is attack and speed push. Now the push series of skills, this is brand new, but obviously what happens is you get a really nice bonus, in this case +5/+5 to attack and speed, if you have 100% hit points if going into combat, whether it's initiation or enemy phase, you're catching somebody. If you go into combat and you're the initiator, though, you're gonna take 1 damage after the fact. So yeah, there's a lot of inspirations for this, but it's interesting to see this here as an A slot because by itself it's not better than anything we've already gotten. If anything, it's a little bit more finicky. You could go ahead and send her off on her own, but then she loses a hit point and the buff, and it's like, well, why would I want to do that? Well, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of her kit real quick. First, she has Renewal as a B slot. Hey, that makes sense. You get your hit points back. It basically, though, that happens on every odd turn, so really you want to be initiating on even turns with this, which isn't too bad to really set up. And then she has a spur attack and defense as her C slot. Now, the way her kit is set up is she's meant to go out, not completely on her own, but pretty far on her own. Go ahead and double tap somebody that's far away, and then all of her allies warp around her to give her that time that she needs to make sure that Renewal is going to tick over, and then you basically create a bastion of safety right around her. She could go ahead and do her thing again next turn. All the other allies, theoretically the allies that you're bringing over to protect her, no longer have a credible threat in front of them, because that's what hopefully you sent Tana after to go kill. And so I think it's an interesting kit. It's a nice full kit. I hope it plays as well as it reads, but when it comes down to it, a lot of whether or not these units are worthwhile to pull and to use is based upon their stats, which is something we don't have as of recording this video. But I will say, yeah, I'm sorry, just go for colorless, get Noire. That skill is insane. that is the real bait here. Okay, sure, waifus and husbandos, that's great. I think it's waifus and husbando. I can't pronounce words, guys. They're hard. Bikinis are great, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's the skills that matter, and that is the C slot skill that matters. Holy cow. I'm obviously excited for this banner. What about you? Let me know down in the comments who you are most excited to pull on this banner, if at all. Let me know if you're passing on this as well. And do me a favor, if you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like grandma's cookies, hit that subscribe button. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you. And until next time, take it easy.